whether you cook them or you eat them raw, you're not going to get any benefit from them because they're hybrids. But if you take something natural, like the teosinte, which is a plant that's natural, you cook it, you get energy. If you don't cook it, you get energy. Why? Because anything that's natural has energy, and you cannot kill energy. It's displaced from one state to another.
When someone consumes rice and beans, milk, cheese, butter, and eggs, by the time that person reaches the age of 30, there's already the manifestation of a disease. Why? The membranes, the mucous membrane has been compromised to the acid food that we've been ingesting. In that breaking down of the cells, the part that suffers first is the brain. The thought pattern changes. Further, there is stress that we are presented with. A high degree of stress. Why? Because we are out of balance. You know, it is like putting gasoline in a diesel car.
Pineapple. What's wrong with pineapple? Pineapple is the worst fruit that ever was made.
Really?
Besides kiwi. Pineapple was made from scratch. Pineapple would eat up. Why do we get sick? The body was not designed to be sick. Bird doesn't get sick. Elephant doesn't get sick. He needs no vet. The lion doesn't need a vet. Neither is a giraffe or any of the natural animals. Why do we get sick? There has been a violation. A violation that is costing us our life today. Because of the violation, I become stressed until I die. Why do we get sick?
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the lower you go on the scale, the more acid the substance. Garlic is 3.3. Cow milk is 6. At least cow milk is not as bad as garlic. And everybody thinks that garlic is a cure for the body. Now, if you go above 7, 8, 9, 10 to 14, that's alkali.
That there's only one disease, not 2, not 3, 1. When I opened my big black mouth and told the judge that, oh my God. What did you say? I said, Your Honor, there's only one disease.
And what is
Could
that?
you substantiate that?
Okay.
Of course, I'm not going to just deploy a bunch of empty words. I represent a country. I represent a people. I represent a race. And I represent myself. I'm not going to undermine myself. There's only one disease. The judge said, what is it? I said, you already know. She said, try me. It was a woman, Ann Thelman. I said, Your Honor, when someone has sinusitis, what is obstructing the nasal passage? She said, mucus. And when another has bronchitis, what is obstructing the bronchial tubes? She said, mucus. And when another has pneumonia, what's covering the cells of the lungs? She said, mucus. Dr. Victor Herbert, who is defending the state of New York, jumped up and said, what about AIDS? You and your one disease theory? I said, Your Honor, this doctor is saying that I believe in a theory. I am the last individual on earth that could believe in a theory. I do not lend myself to theories or philosophy. Either I know or I don't know.
Okay.
He's talking about theories.
Yeah. You talking about the real deal.
I'm talking about reality, not theories, not philosophy.
So please share with this.
So she said, and what about AIDS?
Yeah.
I said, well, he asked about what about AIDS? He want to know where the mucus. I said, Rhonda, have you been to an AIDS ward? She said, yes. I said, what is it that the AIDS spits up every 5 minutes? She said, mucus. Where is the mucus? It's in the skin, it's in the blood, and the lymphatic system that makes up the immunological system. That is where you find the mucus. Mr. Victor Herbert?
I would never eat again. Because, see, my nerves were very bad. And I felt very calm. I abstained from eating for 94 days. At the ending of 94 days, everything that I had before was gone, from diabetes, the impotence, and I was going blind. I had these glasses. You see, the man told me, you, like the rest of them, is violating God Almighty, and you don't even know it. Everything you put in your mouth, God did not make. I said, what do you mean? God didn't make a cow. He said, well, you better do some research. And when I began to do the research, based on this Mexican, Alfredo Cortez in Cuernavaca, Morelos, Mexico, he said, just take your eyes and look around. Do you see any cows in the forest? No. You see buffaloes. Cows is only in somebody's pasture. Hogs in somebody's pasture. Dogs in somebody's house. God did not make a dog either. Chicken? You say not? Well, at the ending of 90 days, here I am. 48 years ago. I was 30, I'm 78 now. You see that? So I am still obedient to that same mandate. So now, the herbs are for the healing of the nation. Why? Why did God place that in the Bible? According to the Bible, these are the words of God. We're not going to question them. Of course not. Because we're not that smart, right? No. So now, if the herbs are for healing, when did it change? When did it change from the herbs to a carcinogenic chemical? And why? These questions should be asked. We have the right to question everything. Why not? After all, I'm the son of Africa. Who owns me? Tell me, who owns me? Nobody. Nobody owns me. I have the right like everybody else. And I, as a young boy, I never saw a king or a queen that was superior to me. No, how could that be? When I'm the only person on the planet, unique, unlike everybody else. So I'm not better than anyone, nor worse than anyone. I hold a unique position. So I ask the question, when did it change? Because if it's in the Bible, not only in Genesis, Ezekiel and Revelation. And what about Jesus? Why is the daughter of Jerusalem sick? Is there no balm in Gilead? Even Jesus knew about herbs. So when did it change? When I brought this to my brother, he looked at me like I was a snake. I said, hey, bro, it's in the Bible. Why are you angry at me? Be cool now. Just be obedient. Be nice. Be nice.
Dr. Sebi's sea moss recipe.
In the morning when you wake up, you have that sea moss with hemp milk, and you sweeten it with some agave, and put a little bit of salt in it, and you could have some spelt bread with coconut butter. That stuff gonna make you feel so good. That sea moss is loaded with energy. It has a lot of silica, a lot of calcium, a lot of phosphorus, a lot of it, not to mention iodine. Carrots are good for your eyes. They contain vitamin A. But in reality, it has starch. And starch is converted in the body into carbonic acid. God did not make anything that contains starch. That is the secret, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the very secret. There is nothing on the planet that contains starch that God made.
When did he put black people in Africa? They say 1.5 million years ago. But what was the food that God placed in Africa for these people? Certainly, it could not have been potatoes. It could not have been rice or beans or yams or chicken or hogs or cows. It could not be a goat or a lamb because all these things are hybrid. God did not make these things. These things came just recently, only 4,000 years ago. I began to test it. I test comfrey, acid. I test garlic, acid. I also tested aloe vera, St. John wort, rose hips, comfrey. All of these things are very acid. Carrot juice is extremely acid, yet the healers in New York then and now are still recommending these acid foods. So I said, well, let me investigate further to see which are the alkali herbs. And I began to see that burdock, yellow dock, also the elderberry, these are alkali plants. Also the Virginia snake root, that's alkali. One has to know the herbs that are alkali opposed to the herbs that are acid. This today is not really considered, nor do they follow that particular